I can do roll call. I was told that that somebody here would be taking minutes. Thank you. I am just here as a body. Um, I'm Liz, by the way. I'm the newly appointed Community Services Director. Jerome couldn't be here today, and so he asked me to fill in, which works perfectly because you guys are going to be talking a lot about special events today. And so if I'm able to lend any advice, I'd be happy to assist with that. But Shar, you called the meeting to order. I can do roll call. Richard Braden, absent. Ramza Curry,
Here.
Rosa Gonzalez,
Here.
Clay Moreno,
Here.
Rose Robertson, absent. Nick Sahota, absent. Parminder
Present.
Singh, Karan Singh, absent, and Shar Tucker. Thank you. Since Nick is not here, Shar, can you lead us in the flag salute, please?
We'll move on to minutes. If you will look them over, then we will entertain a motion to approve.
And to approve.
I have a second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, our financials, it looks like the only financials we have last page. Looks like our balance is $104,229.13. So not much to discuss on here. Does anyone have any comments or questions? Okay, if not, is there a motion to accept the financials as read? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. Okay, moving on to public comment. This is the time for any citizen to address the commission on any issue. The audience may speak.
Good evening, Commissioners. My name is Matthew Tiger. I work as the Community Services Coordinator for the City of Selma Community Services Department. I'm here just to talk a little bit about our upcoming 5K color run that takes place downtown. So what I'm basically doing here is an outreach kind of for downtown local businesses to get involved with our event. So our goal is to make this event bigger and better each year and make it a standing annual event for our community. especially with our new downtown theme of art. It really ties in. And so what we want to really do is incorporate businesses downtown with that because of the road closure. The route goes all the way through our downtown and then it ends right there in the middle of High Street. And so what we really want to do is tie in our businesses with it. And so like for an example, last year Antonio's was giving a discount meal to anybody who had a bib from the run. And so it's just little things like that. We also came up with a sponsorship like pamphlet for it, different opportunities for different businesses, but we're not locked into that. Like I said, we're just willing to work with downtown businesses. We just want to be able to create that partnership, that bond with this event. We feel like this is such a great event that attracts people from different communities because it's so unique in the valley that with our downtown businesses partnering with it, that it can really not only increase our event, but increase the amount of people that come to those businesses and just support an overall community around our downtown. And so I have a little package to pass out to everybody. Appreciate you guys working with us all the time, and we're looking forward to this event keep growing and become bigger and better in Selma. Thank you guys. The date is November 15th. The run will start at 9 a.m. sharp, but we will.
There it is.
Your question?
The name 5K Color Run. Is
Yeah,
that
so
because of your logo?
the City of Selma 5K Color Run, no. So what it is it's actually an inclusive event. So we wanted to start a run in Selma, but it's hard to start a run in a community where running isn't a big thing in our community. So we were thinking, how do we get people involved in this event that aren't excited to go run a 5K? And so what we thought was, let's make it fun and interactive with our colors and make it more of a recreational activity than a competitive race. And so what it does is it actually includes people that wouldn't necessarily go on runs normally, and it gives them a reason to go out and experience basically our downtown, walking through our downtown while you get color. It's a great family event. Our volunteers, we had volunteers last year and they loved it. It's just a way to get the whole community involved in a simple event that also promotes health and just physical activity in a fun and inclusive way. Guys, for your time, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
You had something for us?
Councilman, did you have something you wanted to say? No? You don't want to pass up your opportunity. Okay,
Can I just comment on that really quick? Is there any way you or Jerome can get me contact lists for all of the businesses? We haven't had it since Alicia was here. Get access to that as a bid body. That way we can start the outreach that Matthew's asking us to do.
I can let Jerome know, and that will most likely be made available to you. Yes.
Well, I am Lane with Advine. Nice to see you all again. I periodically get to go to meetings and talk about updates on how things have progressed. Rarely do I get to read numbers like these, so this is pretty exciting. A lot of times we sit down with businesses and we can say, hey, your engagement's grown 27%, or, throw around that. Your all stuff is in a whole different category. In the since April 1st, when we came on, your views are up. Reach is up over 1,000%. This is on Instagram. Your content pretty clearly was, hey, thank you very much. The theme was pretty clear that we'd like to see more businesses involved. How do we get more businesses to be represented on the page? And with a lot of help from Jose, I also assigned a rep that I think has leveled up the correspondence. You know, I see you send over stuff and I see within minutes she's right back at you, which is much more what I have had in mind. So I'm excited to say the last time I was here, we were saying, hey, we've had 10 different businesses that have been represented. In just that short time since I was last here, we've had 24 different businesses being represented already on the page. Now, a big thanks to Jose for helping get the last shoot set up. We came out here for a good long time and we knocked, you know, a lot of different businesses out that day. So 24 different businesses have been represented. We posted every single day since we took on the account. There's been 12 different event posts. There's been montages. There's been a lot of activity. Just for comparison's sake, for the exact same time period before we came on in April, for that 5 months prior, there were 3 businesses represented on the page and 2 event posts. So I feel very good about where it is. By no means are we going to rest on that. Our goal is to do even better, but I feel good, especially if we can get another shoot scheduled and get some more content. That's always the key. The content's the key to the whole thing. So I think if we can do some more content, you'll see even more businesses represented. But I loved seeing the diversity of the businesses, the barber shops and the barbecue places. And, you know, like there's so many of the little shops and then also some of the, you know, the KFCs and the cantina and all. Just there's a really good diversity to the businesses, which I think is a great representation for the downtown association. So with that, any questions you all have, I'll do my best.
Just to mention, Octavio Herrera with Joyeria Herrera's, the jeweler on the corner where KFC is. He's open to doing a video too. There's Western wear and
Outstanding. Let's do it.
jewelry, so that he's willing to do a video with us too.
Jose, are you going to continue to be the,
Schedule, sorry, check. I'll schedule the next round of video recordings and we'll include him on there.
yeah, if it, you know, and like a longer shoot like we did last time, just give us a little advance note, you know, that way I can block, because, you know, we really need kind of a half day for that one, which is not typically what we do, but I'll do it. Just a little, you're usually good about it. It's just, you know, as long as we can keep that coordinated. But yeah, I think any little shout outs like that of other businesses that we know will play along just makes for better content when they're into it and they want to do it.
Yeah.
But we'll go wherever you direct us.
Yeah, we've got the arcade. They'll want to do it. He's gonna open here soon, so we can read this. He's thinking mid next month. Yeah. Yeah, he may be sooner, but
You said the arcade and the
The
other one was the jeweler?
jeweler. yeah.
Which jeweler? Because I know we did
Herrera's.
one jeweler. already.
Herrera's.
Herrera's jeweler.
Oh, we did did we do Martin's? Oh, yeah.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Jose, can you schedule something maybe for vintage thrift down on the corner of High and First? She just opened a couple of weeks ago.
For a
Definitely.
little boost.
Awesome.
Yeah. Little
I
shot
think
in the arm.
Tabitha might be ready at Elor Salon. She's up and running in her new building too, so she's ready.
How long before Naughty Chicks?
That's gonna be fall.
Fall, okay.
That's gonna be, yeah.
So I'll send an email out to you guys to kind of confirm the shoot schedule.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Yeah, I got a couple of questions.
Yep.
But again, thank you to your team. They're doing a great job.
Thank you.
Great work. You put the new person leading our social media page, Elizabeth.
Yes.
She's doing a really good job of being receptive to the feedback that I've been giving her and sharing with her. Just a few questions. I know we have a lot of, so we only have 800 followers on Facebook right now. I'm hoping we could eventually hit that 1,000 mark. We get a lot of engagement from non-followers, and that's something I'd like the team. And I think I posed that question to Elizabeth once. I'm like, do you have any ideas how we could turn these non-followers into followers so we can bring up our numbers a little bit more? And
Yeah.
she did send an invite to a few of them, but I think we really need to be on that because our engagements are coming from like half of the people who follow us and half of the people who don't follow us. And those people are coming from the ads that you guys are running. So let's say they saw Lujan's Barbershop, they liked it, but they're not following us. And I asked their team, how do you figure out how we can like make that conversion? So
So you can run some The answer is kind of what you said. It's a little bit of the ad dollars. I know you've been pretty specific about wanting to put that on the videos, which I totally understand makes sense. We may want to peel some of that off to run back at the people that have engaged, and also to run page growth campaigns, which you could do on Facebook. Instagram is almost all guerrilla tactics. Like, it's, you interact with people, you send invitations to businesses, you do and she's really good with that. Facebook, it's a little bit more budget driven. We don't need new budget. We just need to carve some of the budget out that's already in the package. And I think that'll help with what you're doing. But I do have the note to speak with Elizabeth about that for any other ideas she has.
Yeah, and kind of the reasoning behind that is I feel like a lot of Selma citizens make their buying decisions on Facebook when they see something. They always ask, where can I go to do this? Like, they ask for like specific targeted questions. A lot of times on Instagram, it's like, oh, I like and share, and this looks really cool. It's like a visual thing. But on Facebook, I feel like followers are making buying decisions there. So it's important to beef that up a little bit. And I have expressed that in an email. So
Yep.
that was my.
Can we send an invitation on news around Selma for people to follow us? Because over there, I notice a lot of people do the same thing you're mentioning, Jose. Like, they're asking, hey, I need somebody for this. Who do you recommend? And there's like, I don't know, 300 answers.
Yeah.
So maybe we can send an invitation there, say, hey, if you want to know what's happening in downtown, follow this page. See if we get any followers from that.
You know,
Right? Isn't there, because I get them, so and so is asking me to follow your page, and
That's
so we can,
exactly
yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes,
it's like-
yes. The other idea you've got me going on there, Ramza, with that is, if we gave you guys QR codes for the events, where you could put them near food trucks and things like that. If we gave you QR codes that just said, like our page, follow us here, where all they gotta do is stand there with their phone and click it. Could you all see that those get put out, like in high traffic areas? Because that might really help. They're at the event, they're having a good time. They obviously are interested in what we do. You know, I think that could be another good idea, and I don't
Them
mind
in
making
our
those up.
windows as well.
Yeah, I was thinking.
That's another great idea. I like,
Yeah.
I can do, I'll make the QR code, and then what I could do is, I should know this, but is there a little printer in the area that can fire off some stickers that people can put in window stickers? Because otherwise I can give the
Can tape a paper to the window.
easy enough, but you could,
I
and
agree
then
with Rams's message with the sticker, but maybe doing the sticker eventually at the issue down the road that leads to a website, but also leads to the social media channels, like all encompassing. So definitely broadening that sticker.
Got it.
Yeah.
You could do it one side that goes to either way, but I can give you like the tabletops, like you could put in in some of the higher traffic areas for that, but that's a quick way we could grow some following. You'll get some action out of that.
And the other question I had was, more video content. Obviously our top performers, for the past month was the barbershop with, 21,000 views. That's a huge number for video
Yes,
content.
it is.
So, the video content kills. It does well. So I would ask your team to kind of break down the video a little bit more, like do a little bit more video content, not reshoot, but kind of like give me several videos, because some of those interviews are pretty long. So maybe one on how Lujan started his business, the next video on how his son took over, like getting multiple pieces of content out of one shoot. Going to one shoot shouldn't be the end all be all. We should break that up a little bit. So, and more of that, less of the one image of a burrito saying this, and this, because I mean, she could probably check the engagements. They're probably not very high compared to the videos.
Statistically speaking, it'll be 5 times more noticeable if it's moving. Whether that's animation, whether that's carousels, whether that's videos. Videos is always the answer, and they should be able to break up that video, like you're saying, into
That's what I'm
multiple
asking.
pieces. Some of the stuff's been very raw and authentic. Like, I get a kick out of the one guy that started the interview by going, "What? No warm up, no rehearsal. I just got to jump right into this," which I thought was great. People usually respond to stuff like that.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just so real and authentic.
Your shooter and your editor, they're great. They're knocking it out the park. I love what they're doing.
Any other questions? Cool. Thank you very much.
You. Okay, we will move on to our event calendar for 25-26. Lots of stuff going on here in Selma. So we were going to try to schedule some Friday night events. Is that correct? Okay. Do we have any dates picked out that we can work in here?
Are we thinking to start September, October, November?
So, because August is still pretty hot and we're already in August.
So for instance, the Small Business Saturday, we can lock that date in for November 29th because that's never going to change. That's the Saturday after Thanksgiving. So whatever event we plan should land on that day.
I'm sorry, what was the date?
November 29th, that's a Saturday. Since 28th is Black Friday, 27th Thanksgiving. Small Business Saturday always falls on that Saturday.
Did we have a date for the art walk? Or had we not set a date for that yet?
No, I was hoping that could be done sometime in the fall, but I don't know how realistic that is with it being a new event and I don't know if you can help out with that.
Or do we want to push it to spring when all the hops start again?
The
But
thing
that
is-
might interfere with the food truck days, huh?
Yeah, because I mean, if we lock in the dates for the food truck, then we can look at an art walk date.
I think from the last meeting, I made the motion to keep the dates from the Food Truck Friday event exactly the same. It was like the 4 Fridays before it really started to get warm. Do you have those dates on you? Whatever they are, I would just do them the same, honestly.
So I believe you guys started in March last year. Is that correct? Or this year? Was that in March?
I want to say the last one was in June, right?
The last one was in June.
Right.
yeah.
The last one was in June, but I think you guys started in March. Was it
May,
March,
June,
April, May,
July.
June?
March, April, May.
Yeah, it was March,
March,
April, May, June, yeah. So March and one a month.
Okay, and so you're looking at doing Friday nights?
Yep.
Was there a particular order that you guys wanted to do those?
What do we have? Didn't we have we didn't have a specific Friday?
Chair, the first one you guys had, I believe, was in
I think there were only
I
3.
think, yeah.
That was 4.
towards April.
It was
Did
4.
4? Because the July one we canceled, I think.
We never had one. June, our collaboration in June was the last one that was
Correct.
supposed to happen. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
March was rainy or something.
I don't believe we canceled any of them. I think
I don't think so either, but I think there were 3.
you guys canceled. Yeah. We postponed it. Yeah. But the Food Truck Friday, all 4 happened, all on Fridays. I felt the schedule was fine. So I think the timing is the timing. There's always going to be competitive events, but we just got to do what we could do.
So if you guys are looking at starting in March, I would recommend doing it on, if you guys are gonna do Fridays, March 20th. It's right after St. Patrick's Day. That you guys can work on tying that theme together. So that's just an opinion there. April wise.
So just on that, the only rough one about March was that it fell in Lent season. So that kind of hurt some of the food trucks. So that was the caveat of that one. So I don't know.
There is April 5th in 2020.
I see. Yeah.
Whatever, if we do a Friday event, it would have to be like fish fry and
Yeah, I mean, you could cater more to like seafood type.
like more seafood, more fish fry. Yeah.
And I think that would actually be a really big hit because people are going to be looking for that on that specific day, right?
So they don't have to cook. Like the taco trucks can serve fish tacos and shrimp tacos and then so on and so
Mhm.
forth.
So just looking at the calendar for March 2026, would we think the 27th would work? March 27th? That's the Friday before Palm Sunday, a week before Good Friday.
Can I ask a quick question, Jose? Did I miss something? None for the fall?
None for the fall. There was none
Okay, just
none
making sure.
scheduled for the fall.
Okay, I thought we were gonna plan for the fall. Okay,
No, according to what Alicia was doing last year, there was nothing scheduled for the fall
got
season.
it. Okay.
Maybe because that was the end of the fiscal year and she only planned up to June, July.
Instead of saying summer, we should say spring food truck Fridays.
Yeah. How does everybody feel about March 27th if you have access to a calendar right now? Oh, that's a good point.
I think it's good. Back to school at Monday, the 30th.
Matters not to me. I won't be in the country the whole month.
The whole month.
Okay, so that is the start of spring break. Because spring break would be the following week.
Spring
So-
break would be the 30th. You're right.
Correct.
Spring break
So-
is the 30th to the 3rd. So
I guess it's
It'd be
different for
May.
you. I'm going off
Yes.
of my daughters. UC
Sure.
Berkeley is that last.
Yes, they
that-
usually do it. Schools do it a little bit different, but locally here in Selma, you're gonna see that spring break is gonna start
Oh,
the
yeah,
week before Easter, so,
day after school. I was talking.
yes.
Oh, yeah, college is very
I'm
Different.
comfortable with doing it the 27th. We call it the spring break kickoff. We might,
March Madness.
there you go. Like we just kick it off that day because I wouldn't want to have it on Good Friday again. So I'm okay with the 27th if you all are.
Everyone okay with that?
March 27th is
Okay,
good.
March 27th it is. Okay,
We welcome the competition, sir. But we How about April?
Stick to the last Friday of every month. We would do April 24th.
So I will say that April 25th, we are looking at doing the Selma Arts and Culture Fest, and that will be taking place downtown. So there may be a conflict there,
good point.
but that does provide opportunity for us to potentially work together in a sense, if you guys are wanting to have some of that, the food culture there. I know that I would have to run it by the Art Center first. It is definitely their vision, but they are looking at bringing performers in and live music and different things like that. And so I would stay away from the 24th if possible, because then we're going to shut down the street 24 and
After
25.
2 days.
Yeah.
for the
Yes,
business.
and so that's not
Is
going
Is
to be
that also
realistic.
an evening event or is that like a
It'll be a midday event.
day?
And also to your point, I really don't want to impede on that event. I want it to develop to be its own.
Sure.
I don't want to tie in
Sure.
the food truck messages with the art and culture fest. I really want that to stand alone as like a representation of the arts,
Mhm.
not necessarily revolved around food. I'm okay with moving our event to the 17th if we need to.
That would be my recommendation as well.
Then we won't have a set like, oh, every third Friday or every fourth Friday of the month. Is
We
that
didn't
okay?
have that we didn't
Okay.
have it this season either. In fact, some of them were really close to each other, closer than normal.
Okay.
And it was kind of like a speed to start promoting it. So,
As long as we advertise it and people
Sure.
know.
yeah.
Mm.
yeah.
The fact that something's going on in downtown is the big thing.
So the 17th looks like it's a good date for us.
These two events are falling. That's like.
okay. Moving on to May.
22nd.
22nd? Because
So-
we don't, well,
so we have
no,
different-
different Memorial.
We have different events in this month. Gotta kind of be careful because we have Cinco de Mayo, we have Mother's Day, we have Memorial Day.
Yeah.
The carnival.
When does the
Raisin
carnival
Fe-
start?
Raisin Festival will
For the
most
first week in May.
First week.
First weekend.
usually.
So it's Cinco de Mayo weekend. Okay.
correct.
And the end of it is Mother's Day. So I think we might be best on the 15th. We'll go out of town for Memorial Weekend. So if we
Yes.
do it on the 22nd, we won't get,
We might lose a big chunk of the audience. I'm okay with the 15th. Does anybody have any concerns with it? Would be the Friday after Mother's Day.
which basically people are done with whatever celebration.
Anything else in the city fall on that day, Liz?
I am looking, give me one sec.
Son's wedding's coming up. End of May.
Oh, well. We can have it at the event.
There'll be enough people to qualify the event. Be 1,000
Um,
plus people, yeah.
Conflicting with that event,
Actually,
no,
that'd be
it
better.
should be
We can
fine.
have all the
15?
food trucks.
go.
It'll be cheaper.
Anybody having any concerns about the 15th of May?
I'm looking at all the calendars. Give me a sec. Hold on. May's always hectic. Um,
Memorial Day.
Carrasco.
I think we could think about the logistics of the actual days. Because we did talk about doing themes, so I don't know if we want to revisit that. Yeah. And looking at June. And waiting to the end of the month was probably not the best idea because that's when it starts to get really warm.
I guess either the 12th or the 19th.
and-
Yeah. That's not like
So do people go out of town for Father's Day weekend for the car show in Pismo? Would that hurt us? They go out of town on Fridays? You're like, not for us.
Have you ever gotten a celebration? I don't think I've gotten a celebration. It was Mother's Day.
just do the 12th to be on the safe side, and for sure it won't be as warm as the second part of June. Anything on June 12th?
So I will be doing movies in the park at that time. So if you guys are gonna be having an event downtown, that's fine.
June
The park
12th?
will just be off limits. So you guys are, okay, let's rewind. So these events are gonna happen downtown, correct? Okay.
When does your movie in the park start?
Typically, the movie starts at about 8:15.
What days are you running them? All of June?
I do all Fridays. We have something planned all Fridays in June. Yeah, whether it's a movie, whether it's a food truck event, whether it doesn't matter. If we're not going to be working together, then that opens up the possibility for us to do something a little bit different, and that is okay as well. But yeah, we will have something going on. At least our department will have something going on every Friday.
That'd be good because it will attract, like the
Yeah.
same families can come and eat in downtown and then
Yeah.
head off to the park for a movie. I think it, you know,
Absolutely. My only concern is if you are going to have live music, then that would definitely
distract.
interfere with our movie.
Yeah, it's gonna definitely distract
Mhm.
the decibels will be.
Yes.
What time's that music's then at 9?
What time does it end? Our event goes from 6 to 9. Your movies start at 8:30.
About 8:15.
Yeah, when the sun goes down.
Mhm.
want to stick to 3 then? Off limit all the Fridays? Or do we do an event without music?
I think the music is a big draw for
Music's a
people.
big draw. Yeah.
That's
Have to stop the music right at 8:30 and maybe you start the movie at 8:30 sharp?
this year you did 3 movies in the park and 1 block party, correct?
Correct. Correct. I could start a movie at 8:30. I just have to pick the shorter movie for that night. So that's an option.
Well, I mean, I'll bring it up to the rest of the group. What would you think about, and I don't want to speak out of turn, but sacrificing that one event, collaborating with Sparks again and doing it in the park? Again, basically duplicating what we did this year. So that last food truck Friday is in the park in a collaboration with Liz, if she's open to that. But I just wanted to put that on the table since we've already done it.
It was a big turnout.
Different energy too, because
Yeah.
it was like,
It was a little more family oriented at
family.
that point, and
Yeah.
and I think that's kind of what we can bring again as well.
would you want to break up your movies or would you need to do the 3 movies in a row?
I
and a block?
don't have a preference
Okay.
necessarily. I would just say let's avoid the 19th for the big party event or whatever, because a lot more places are celebrating Juneteenth now, and so you may get some people that go out of town. I know the city offices are closed on that day, and so we will still be able to provide something. I just would not do something of a grand scale on that day.
Would Sparks feel comfortable on the 26th? Basically the same thing.
Yes, 26 is fine. That's usually our wrap-up event anyways. It normally works that way. I mean, if you guys want to do the 26th, we can work together on that day. I'm even open to the conversation of the 12th, if that works a little better for you guys.
Then we'll keep to the 3 or 4 weeks apart. Otherwise, we'll go to 6 weeks apart. If we go the 15th of May to the 26th of June. Almost better to knock it out while it's a little cooler.
You're suggesting what day?
12th.
I mean, I guess Liz, what do you think about doing the 12th? Like,
I have no issues with that. I think that would be, I think that would be perfectly fine if we do June 12th.
when does school end?
I would assume the 5th.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's usually the first week.
What about graduations? They're before that then, right?
Or before. is
Yeah,
there
before the
any-
It would
5th.
be at the end of May? Okay, so as long as it doesn't,
No, by the 12th, like all of that is wrapped up.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm fine with the 12th if you all are comfortable with that.
Doesn't really matter to me. Okay.
Go June 12th.
Well, oh, after June?
For that like Christmas event.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about our Christmas events. Wait, is that on that's on ours?
Correct. That is on the discussion. So if we could just go back to the top of the list, you guys skipped over Selma Live too, September 26th. It's on here. I don't know if you guys were wanting to have a discussion on this. Are you guys going to be partnering with,
Yeah, we'll be
with the
partnering.
city?
Yeah,
Yes.
we'll be
Okay.
using our social media platforms to help get the word out.
Okay. There you go.
The Halloween trunk or treat that we need to also see what, that's
Yes, we'll be partnering for that too. And
Was that the Wednesday?
that's the Wednesday.
before Halloween?
I don't remember the exact date, but I'll send you all a flyer that we've created. I've talked to a few of our newer businesses that are wondering what else they can do, to let people know they're here. So I've kind of suggested that, maybe you put some candy in a little cellophane bag with your label on it. Because parents usually look at candy before they give it to the kids. And maybe that will help, advertise their business. And so they seem kind of excited about that.
Let me ask a question. Rosa, do you guys print labels, stickers? Do you do that in-house?
Yeah, we can.
So could you guide those folks that aren't tech savvy enough to make that happen to Rosa's business?
Absolutely.
Okay, and then they'll take
Absolutely.
care of like the prints, the labeling, the printing. 'Cause my fear is that they won't know how to do that because that seems like a hard task. You guys could take care of that
Yeah,
for
we'll
them.
take it.
Okay.
I guess for that event, how is the bid gonna be collaborating with it?
Jerome is going to email our flyer out to all the businesses, the chamber businesses and the bid businesses. And they can call for more information and we can talk to them, or they can call and reserve a spot because we're going to go around the park. So
That is different than what Yesenia did last year. She had a list of all the businesses that would have candy on Halloween Day for everybody, for the kids to come by. Is that different?
that's the businesses downtown. The kids always go every year to
Right.
certain businesses.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that won't have anything to do with the trunk or treat.
And I think they're on different dates as well, because that's usually on.
Right, that's usually on Halloween. So
Halloween.
do we need, and does the bid have anything to do with that candy, whatever giveaway for the business? Out.
The chamber will send out a flyer about
That's for
that, but
the
it's
trunk or
kind of
treat.
something that's just
Not
been
for-
tradition. So I don't want to say everybody knows about it, but most of them
Right.
are aware of that. I don't know if we send a flyer to the schools or not, to be honest with you.
Honestly, Yesenia called me last year. She's like, hey, you guys want to give candy? We said, sure, we always give candy. She's like, okay, I'm gonna add your name to the list. So
Mhm.
that's how I found out
Yeah.
about it.
Usually either Yesenia or someone from Foxtrug
Okay,
will,
we'll spearhead.
will call businesses and ask if they want to be a part of that.
Okay.
Assuming that's on October 29th, right?
I don't remember the date, Jose. I'll send you a flyer. The date will be on there. Too many dates in my head.
That's what I remember from last meeting, it being like the Wednesday before.
Or Halloween.
So just to make sure that you guys are all on the same page, Shar, what is it that you need from the bid? Is it just the outreach, the communications? Is there anything else that you need from them for this trunk or treat event? I just want to make sure you guys are all aware of what the responsibilities are.
So
Okay, so that's going to be part of the special event application, which is fine. I'm just asking for the bid specifically. Like, do they need to be out there? Or-
if you all want to come and
Well,
let kids
let's figure that out right now.
retreat out of your trunk, that would be
So,
great.
do we have the capacity to have a car as the bid with the bid logo and we all donate candy? Do we have the capacity to do that day? Like, can we do it?
Absolutely, we can decorate a car specifically for bid.
So what car are we gonna decorate? I want the logistics and I want the
I think
details.
it's a very big trunk. Um,
You can use mine.
You have SUV,
I
right?
have an SUV.
Mine's available as well.
You have a SUV?
I have a truck.
Okay, so I guess the conversation's gonna go of, okay, if you guys are gonna do a vehicle, who's gonna spear this, right? Who is gonna be the person that is gonna have the vehicle there? Who's gonna help decorate the vehicle? Who's gonna coordinate the candy donations? Are you guys gonna do any promotional items? Right, and so that's kind of why I'm trying to spark this conversation a little bit.
So I'll arrange the signage for your vehicle. I'll make sure we have a banner that says downtown Selma. I'm making the suggestion that we all donate a bag of candy. And Rosa is volunteering her vehicle. Bodies there. Are we gonna be able to have people there on that Wednesday?
How long does it run? When does it start? Do all the cars get decorated? I mean, I don't
you
know.
know,
I've never been.
normally they decorate the trunk because that's where, the kids come to get the candy. So
So you park backwards into the
you
space.
back in, kids come around and you just hand out candy out of your trunk.
I'll be out there, maybe get some help decorating my car and, get the bags of candy in by the week prior so I can put them in bags and get everything sorted.
Do we need to put them in bags or can we just physically hand them like a handful of candy? Yeah,
Well, just because we
No.
were talking about doing
No,
the
like, if
labels
we're
and.
gonna-
yeah,
like
I was
bulk.
thinking that at the end of this meeting, we should have every event locked in. We could have a small flyer that says, here are all of our future events along with the candy. I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts?
Or we
Mhm.
can reprint that QR code.
Yeah, we could do a double side.
And we'll put them on little, like, give them to me. I'll have Rose, my secretary in our office, bag them individually. Like put candy in the sandwich Ziploc or the small bags that you get from the
Okay.
dollar store. And then put our label on it and says, follow us or whatever.
Like print a
So-
sticker.
And then.
Put it on the
it's
sticker?
Yeah.
Along with
sticker.
the banner, I'll create that sticker and I'll get it to you to print. Okay.
So we can each like donate a bag or two of candies. You could drop them off at my office and I'll have my secretary bag them and put the label on them and have them ready for us that day.
Okay.
Already.
Awesome.
We'll do that.
We're also looking at doing a contest for their little costumes and a photo gallery and maybe some like not cotton candy, candy. What do you call that popcorn with the honey on or the kettle corn? Thank you. Kettle corn. It's just something kind of maybe if we can find someone to do maybe hamburgers or hot dogs, something geared more for the kids. So it'll be a fun event for them.
Give them like hamburgers and hot dogs at the trunk or treat?
Well, no, there'll be a booth for that.
Okay.
You know, not out of your truck.
Oh, yeah. You say photo booth, like have a picture thing for them?
Mhm.
That's kind of nice though. I don't think I've ever seen them do that around here. You get take a nice picture.
Mhm. Got a photo booth at a couple of our events. Yeah.
Fresno, they do like a back end, like, I don't know
Yeah,
why. And then
retro
they'll have
photos.
yeah, they'll have somebody take the photo, like, you know, it's like they pay for it, they take the photo, they'll have usually the backdrop and some hay and pumpkins, and then they'll just hand them the Polaroid.
And I think we're gonna have a pumpkin coloring contest.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so there'll be
safer than carving.
lots of things for them to
No
do.
carving. Okay, all right. So it seems like you guys are all on the same page
Okay.
for the most part on that one. Okay, moving on. So Art Walk, that's the next one that's on the list.
Can we go with the Christmas event just to, because I think it would be an easier date to set.
Okay, absolutely. We can skip forward to Christmas event.
So the goal, I don't have this visually planned out, but the goal would be to get folks to come downtown and other than just the businesses being the draw, like bringing something else downtown, maybe, you know, caroling, or I'm just throwing out ideas, like
Oh,
something
that's a
that
good one.
makes it feel Christmassy downtown. That's like the vision and that's the goal. And it inspires people to go shopping and spend money locally. Whether it's daytime, nighttime, I don't have a preference. So just keep that in mind. It's kind of open to interpretation, but I just, it's something that inspires like commerce so that they come down and buy presents for their family. So we're looking at Christmas being on a Thursday.
When's the parade? For Saturday?
Yes.
Maybe the 6th.
We are scheduled to host our Grinchmas on the 13th,
That's Saturday.
and that's a Saturday. And depending on participation, it could either be downtown or with low numbers last year, we moved it to the park, and so it's kind of up in the air.
Which time had the low numbers? The first one or the second one?
The second one.
At the park, it had low numbers.
I feel like it had maybe not the participants, but the number of food booths and vendors that we attracted was a lot less than it was the first year.
The goal of Grinchmas? What's kind of the goal?
Just to bring the community together and do some local business shopping was the intention. With that being said, we did the first year what our department tried to do, and I think may correlate a little bit better with what you guys are trying to do is we asked the businesses downtown to participate by decorating a tree.
That was a good.
And so it went really well the first year. The second year, for some reason, the numbers were just not there, right? And so a lot of it could have been on our end as well. We started planning for Grinchmas a little late. There's just a lot of confusion and a lot of stuff going on in our department at that time. And so if that's something you guys are interested in potentially doing to draw more people, our plan is to do that again this year, right? And so what we did was our department purchased the Christmas trees. We went to all the local businesses, offered them a Christmas tree. If they were interested in participating, all they had to do was decorate the tree. And whatever decorations went on the tree, they had the understanding that it was going to be raffled off completely. And so families were encouraged to walk around downtown and then go visit all the trees and then put a raffle ticket into their favorite tree for the chance of winning that tree. And then we would raffle them off and they could take the tree completely. And so, like I said, the first year we did it, we thought it went really well. All the trees went, people had a good time. I encouraged the business owners to put the tree towards the back of the store, right? So that way it forces people to walk in and to see what they have to offer and then, visit the tree at the back. And so that's something that we intend on doing again this year. And so if there's anything you guys want to piggyback off of that idea, the conversation's there.
I think I would propose that we do work with the department on that event. Not only I mean, we have a couple events already, and the food truck Fridays. I mean, looking at our budget, I don't think logical it is that everything's gonna be able to
Yeah,
happen.
and that was the idea behind some of these smaller events where we're not shutting down the street, we're not spending a lot of money, but also partnering with somebody who already has a vision. Why reinvent the wheel?
So our goal is to do it in the downtown. And so if we can start this planning process and this conversation early on, I'm sure we can make that happen, right? And we can incorporate our idea or our vision of having those trees again and encourage the downtown businesses to assist and participate as well. So if that's
So-
something you guys want to work with us with, open to that conversation.
That's the 13th, right?
We'll do it December 13th. That's the date we have.
to
Maybe,
follow up with that, yeah.
maybe for that day, we do just while all that happening is what you said, we get a group of carolers, put them in the parking lot, not really on High Street.
Well, it's gonna be closed. They're closing High Street anyways.
Right, but I'm
Oh.
saying to keep High Street a little more open
Mm.
for the people to visit the businesses.
Yeah.
And do like maybe free hot cocoa or an arts and crafts booth or something like that, while people, so for them to have something else to do other than just visiting the trees and shopping.
Yeah.
Um, I can donate the hot cocoa from Java.
Okay.
So this way we're not charging anyone for hot cocoa. We'll just say all the kids can come and get a free cup of hot cocoa.
Right.
And
I can't,
yeah,
only 10 and
No.
under.
No,
I'll give you the 24-ounce one.
Yeah,
the largest. 24. Okay.
can we move the carolers? I think it's nice if they go one business to the next and they're mobile.
walking down
I
the
think
street.
that I've seen that happen,
Yeah,
in Europe.
depends who we would talk to, like whether it's Selma High Choir, they have a good group of carolers if they're willing to do this. They usually do that for a small donation. We've seen them at Rotary, they're
Mhm.
great.
Can you,
Those
good.
are
Do you have-
actually from Kingsbury.
Those
No,
were the
not
Oh,
the
okay.
Kingsburg, not the Kingsburg ones. The Selma High Choir came the year before, so we've alternated at Rotary.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
do any of you have the contact to the carolers? Make that connection to see if they're available on the 13th?
I think we could also, some of the churches would come out.
Mhm.
I think caroling would be great.
Yeah. And it
Right.
doesn't have to be the same group to Shar's Point all day. So we can ask the Selma High Choir, the church's choirs, if they would like to come out for just half an hour or whatever.
Mhm.
And so we'll have a schedule that group is singing at 2, this group is singing at 3. So it's not a burden on one
I think
party.
it'd be nice.
So Liz, can we crash your party and be a part of your event?
Heck yeah, join my party. We'll have a good time. Yeah, absolutely. I think that I'm definitely going to be looking at you to help me with those vendors. So if we can collab that way, we will buy the trees. We'll also need some assistance kind of just reaching out to the local businesses as well, because you guys have that like reputation with them, right? And so absolutely, I think that we can make this happen.
Should
Yes.
we invite those? They're not local businesses, but there are people that make, for example, handmade ornaments, and they want to come and rent a spot to sell those in downtown or like,
Correct. So yeah, we can have some vendors out along with food vendors. We'll focus a lot, the conversation may be just to focus on those smaller businesses, just trying to make some sales right before Christmas, right? And then
Right.
encouraging those businesses to stay open as well, right? In the downtown, those mom and pop shops that are already there. Typically this event, I think we normally do it from, I think it's like 12 to 4. And so I'm open to having different hours for the most part. And so we can continue that conversation. We're not set in stone on the hours at this time.
So if we're bringing in outside vendors to sell ornaments or whatever, are we taking away from our downtown businesses?
I think I would just limit it or make it very particular to the type of vendors that you're looking for. And that way it doesn't necessarily compete with who's already established.
And especially
So-
if they're handmade vendors, nothing is exactly the same that they're gonna have in the shop. But I would open it to handmade crafts as opposed to any retail vendors.
Right, right.
So. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, just so people feel like they came on Christmas to downtown for something special that normally they can't get anywhere in the rest of the year, something like
Lovely. Okay, December 13th. All right, are we going back to Art Walk? I don't understand what the concept of Art Walk was, so
that. Like
please
the Fresno Art
elaborate.
Pop.
Got it.
Have you ever
Okay, yes.
participated? But I think that would be something to do right when Art Hop starts, maybe again in Fresno. No, no. Or I don't know.
I think we talked about it since we're a cultural arts district. Having some sort of art themed event would be good. A simple one. It doesn't require shutting down the street. It just requires businesses committing to display artwork. Places that have bigger venues, like the Robertson Building, they have a space where they can hold artwork. Rosa's building, she offered to have a gallery there. Rams as well. Like businesses offering to display local art. It doesn't have to be local, but any kind of art and having some kind of like music or some kind of like wine or appetizers, incorporating like a small food program just to get people to see art since we are a cultural art district. And that was the idea behind that.
How much art do we have?
We'd have to open up the form to see who would want to display art. But one of the things that the Cultural Arts Fest did for Selma the Arts Council, we invited the elementary schools to provide art, which they did, and it looked great. It was on these racks, and a lot of family members came out. So it's an opportunity for young artists to show their art too. So it's not exclusive to known artists. It's a more of a community event.
Other place we can reach out to is the high school. I don't know if they have an art like 2D and 3D as part of their curriculum, but that's what we do at San Joaquin Memorial. We reach out to the 2D and 3D classes. They bring their products. We do a display. And then honestly, the parents bid on them and the grandparents and their relatives and whatever, because they're like, oh, this my niece made that, and they purchase it. So the person who created it is happy they made a little bit of money, and it promotes, things created and artistic items that it's somewhat of a dying culture. Sometimes you feel like everybody focuses on academics and sports and no one want to focus on the arts. So I don't know if Salma High teaches art 2D and art 3D as part of their curriculum, but if they do, we can reach out to them to bring their items and display them as part of our art walk. Anybody knows if they teach that?
I would assume yes, and I think this is a really good opportunity for you guys to work with the Selma Arts Center as well. And if you do reach out to the students, right, and get student artwork, you're getting the whole family as well to come with them, right?
Yeah.
And so I highly encourage that you really push for the kids to have submissions, only because you'll get mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, and
Yeah, they're all
uncle,
welcome
right?
to
And
come.
so that's just going to give you more foot traffic.
So let's look at times. We talked about the fall, but it seems like we're running out of time to do that.
Yeah, and if we are going to rely on students, they need a little bit more time to finish their
Could be
work.
like the end of the year project that they would display, right? Is that what we're thinking?
Yeah, well, usually they finalize the first trimester items that they're doing like during their Christmas break to present it to their teachers in January. So if we push this event to a February date, and then we let the teacher know at the beginning of the school year, then they'll have them, they'll have all their projects ready by that date. So that's why if we decide on a date today and we push it a little further in, then that gives them, because school is going to start like this week and next week, and then we'll give them a flyer with a date, and then they will be able to provide us with their work.
About for Valentine's, the 13th, well, the day before. We love art.
I don't know if people go out of town for that or not, so I'm not sure.
I don't go anywhere.
April 15th is World Art Day is April 15th.
Oh, that's interesting.
And in October, unfortunately, it's a little bit close, International Artist Day. But I'm looking for those calendar days that celebrate art. But April 15th is World Art Day.
So if I could advise on, you guys are doing your food truck event on the 17th of April. Even tying something in like that on that day would be really good. And then just leaving that artwork displayed. Let's say that on the 17th you present it, right? Like this is the opening day, whatever the case may be. You leave it like on display until the 25th because that's when the Selma Arts Center wants to do their Art and Culture Fest, right? And so now we're kind of double whamming a little bit. And maybe do some kind of, I don't know, if you guys are interested in doing some kind of auction for these pieces, it could be done on the 25th, something like that. So that way it like, you started off on the 17th during your food truck event and then it stays open for another week. Just a thought.
When is the Arts and Culture Fest, you said?
25th.
It's
Okay.
looking like it'll be the 25th of April.
Great.
Mhm.
What do you guys think?
It's good to leave them displayed for a week so
Yeah, I agree.
the artists can tell their relatives, hey, come check out, my stuff is displayed in downtown, and so it brings foot traffic.
Well,
to
that
down-
gives them time to put it on social media too.
Yeah.
Check us out. We're gonna be
So-
featured downtown Selma.
The kickoff would be April 17th, and we would take them down by the 30th, is what we're thinking.
Auction on
I,
the,
I, I mean, as long as they're up until the 25th, right? I'm just trying to make sure.
Yeah.
At the end date, for me, it's really up to you guys.
What if we do we do that plan, but what if on the 30th we do like a closing reception somewhere, like where we do have like the food and the wine or the music, like celebrating, like closing down the art, like, oh, it's gonna be, I don't know, I'm just trying to tie it back into the art hop element of like people actually visiting galleries.
Could also tie something like a little award ceremony for the top 3 pieces.
That's what I'm thinking. Something that's like a ceremony to
Yeah.
wrap up that type of
I
activity.
would advise potentially doing it at the Raisin Festival because it's going to be that weekend.
Second.
Correct. May 2nd.
We used to do an art display at the Raisin Festival,
Right.
but we haven't done it for the last couple of years because we didn't have the senior center to use. Could we do it in the senior center?
To be determined.
In the
Like to have
lunch
like a mm-hmm. Possibly if I have the staff to man it. So I'd have to get back to you on that. It is a possibility. Because yeah, that used to be a thing when I first started.
so you're saying put the art show in the senior center, not in the businesses?
Well, for the,
For
you
the
were talking
closing.
For the closing,
Yeah, for
move
closing.
the art over there, okay.
I think what Rams was trying to get is some recognition of at the wrap of this display period.
If we put it inside the building, will that take away versus right in the middle of the Raisin Festival type thing?
I'm
Like,
not quite
will
sure
it get hidden
how we
inside?
would display that.
I think the logistics of doing that is a little more difficult.
Okay.
I think if we did it at the Raisin Festival, it would just pretty much be like giving the awards away at a certain time and not really doing a closing.
I think that's
I don't-
what you're alluding to, is like, for the past 2 weeks, these artists have displayed their work in downtown Selma. We'd like to congratulate Ramza on her beautiful photo of this, this, and this. Like, I think that's what we're talking about at the Raisin Festival.
How do we pick the top 3?
We can come up with the logistics of it, but
Yeah, or
I think it's
encourage
just
the
good with
people
it.
that came and looked to cast a vote. What's their favorite piece?
I think it's just doing something cultural art related and that's ran by us. I think that's the goal.
Codes for voting.
Submit votes.
Have a vote thing, yeah, you scan it and cast a vote.
So 17th is the opening of the downtown Selma Art Gallery. The closing will be what? The first, and then the second is when we announce Best in Show at the Raisin Festival.
Starts on,
The first, or it starts on the 30th, right?
Or are you pushing it? Do you know?
let's see, it starts on Wednesday, they just carnival, and I think it actually opens on. Would you want to do that on the weekend or?
Right, the conversation was to have the awards on the 2nd, which is that Saturday.
I think so. That way we can know ahead of time. We tell the person, hey, can you show up to the carnival? We're gonna acknowledge you with a plaque or a certificate, something very low, like low maintenance, something that we can get. We're just acknowledging that they participated.
Get to be featured on our downtown Selma page. Bragging rights.
So we're good on that.
So tell me again, what day did we decide on for the awards?
So
Saturday,
Second.
the second.
Saturday the
Second, okay.
second, but the display goes from April 17th to May 1st.
Okay, last one, Small Business Saturday. Oh, wait, you already established that. You
Yeah,
already
that's on
established
the
it.
29th of November.
Okay, so if I can, just, this is something that I came up with that I thought would be beneficial for you guys, and whether you guys decide to use it or not is completely up to you. This is something that I'm gonna start using internally, but what I did was I created a special event responsibility form, right? And so I think that the way it kind of seems to me is that the bid is going to be doing a lot of these planning events, right? And so that's kind of what the focus is a little bit shifting towards. And so with that being said, what I did was I created this one-page form, and it literally lays out responsibilities, right? And so at the top, you'll get the event name, the date, the location, your budget, and then at the bottom, there's a whole list of responsibilities, right? Like who's going to submit the special event application, who's going to work on kids at entertainment, who's going to do tables and chairs, who's going to call for trash cans and porta potties, who's creating the flyer, who's reaching out to the vendors, the band. Are you guys trying to receive sponsorships? Who's identifying the parking? Who's posting the signage downtown for the street closure, right? And so with that being said, I'll pass this around and you guys can use this when you guys start planning your events moving forward, right? I don't know what the next one is. Possible, well, the next one that you guys are probably gonna be working on is not even the trunk or treat, Christmas event. Doesn't matter, but we'll get there. But the whole concept is that as you guys are going through and having these discussions about your events, right? You guys are actively going through and assigning these tasks, right? Like who's going to be there for the setup, who's going to be there for the cleanup, right? And so I'll pass these around. Definitely encourage you to use them so that way you guys all have an understanding of who's doing what. And that way it's set in stone, right? Because right now we're having a conversation and maybe Ramza said she was going to do something, but we totally, next week, we forget that Ramza said she was going to do this, right? And now we have the ability to have some more accountability with that. That way you guys stay organized and are ready to assist. Yeah. So just a thought, feel free to use that moving forward throughout your events, but that is all I have.
Liz?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Gonna use it with my staff.
Okay, have we got everything set now for our events? I think so.
What's Selma like?
Yes, did I ask you for public comment? Okay, would you like to speak?
Hello, everyone. So Selma Light 2, it's well on its way. We received the contract back from Pepe Marquez and Raquel Ramirez, who I don't know if you guys know who they are, but check them out on YouTube. They're actually recording artists that are going to be at our Selma Live. Liz received the contracts already, so it's a go. We're moving forward. We got some wonderful sponsors. that collaborated with us and are giving us some dinero to pay for all this. If you guys can come out and support, please, we would appreciate it. Also, I was asked to mention that there's gonna be a something going on for the placement of the monuments of Veterans Plus. I don't know when that is, so I don't know if that'll put a dent in your plans or whatever, because that's not, it hasn't been scheduled yet. So but it's coming up, so I don't know. But they said, can you mention, see if they can support? For like, I think it's for the killed in action. That's what those monuments are for. And Liz knows what I'm talking about, of course. No?
Not yet.
Are you talking about the monuments from the,
Yes, the ones that are gonna be installed at veteran that they've been having a lot of problems with. So I guess they finally got everything all settled. The monuments are ready.
we'll check with them and see. I'm sure they'll let the chamber know because they'll want to probably
Yes,
send
yes.
out.
And also, I'll we'll work with Liz on Summer Live 1 and 2 for next year. So last year we wanted to do it in March, but it was gonna rain on us, so we postponed it till April. So hopefully it won't rain, so we can keep it in March. But if it rains, we'll move it to April and see what happens with that. What else? I think that's pretty much. Oh, and I also want to welcome Liz again, Director Moreno. And I was also asked to mention that the City Council approved the purchase of Placer AI, which is it's a tracking system. So like when you have an event, they're gonna be tracking the people coming in, people going out. Where did they come from? Where did they stop on the way in? Where did they go on the way out? So we'll know exactly what's going on with all our events and stuff.
How do they do that?
Yeah.
You know what? They did a presentation, but I'm not really too high tech. Jose could probably tell you how that works.
I think it's through cell phone tracking, like geofencing. But do you know when that's gonna like take place, like when it's gonna start? Like,
Well,
It's already
been-
active.
It's already been purchased.
We already have access
oh,
to
well,
it.
there you go.
Yeah,
That's
they,
gonna-
well, they
that's
had
gonna help
access
out.
before, so they can check it out. But I know
Yes.
it got approved for payment, so it's definitely coming to a theater near you. And before I leave, I'd like to welcome Director Moreno to the City of Selma staff. He's gonna be our new media director and public information officer starting September 8th. So he'll be taking out a lot of the duties of media and all that stuff. So he'll be a welcome addition to our team. So thank you. Welcome.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Okay, then. Anyone have anything else?
The t-shirts, I think we last talked about Jerome taking that on. Do you know if there's any update on that?
I do not have an update for t-shirts.
Okay. I guess we'll also connect offline if you have a preferred vendor for banner printing, because we'll need the banner for October for the trunk or treat. And maybe some promotional items depending on what we got.
How big of a banner?
4x6. Just I know there's a couple of people that print locally, but I didn't know if the city had a preferred vendor to use.
Always, for years, used Fast Signs. She lives here locally and her prices are pretty good.
You print banners, Rosa? In-house? Paper?
For our logo for the trunk or treat event. So we can have maybe you have a truck or SUV? Truck, so the tailgate down with the downtown Selma logo right in the front. And then whatever Halloween decorations we need. I know how long those prints could take some time, so that's why we should probably start.
Send me the design.
Okay.
And then I can let you know either how much it is or
Yeah.
we'll do it in-house and
Okay.
I'll take it.
Is there a rough cost like per square foot? Oh,
Yeah, I'm not sure right now. My brother takes care of
Okay.
most of that. part.
We do have a plotter printer in-house, but it would be printed on paper. So that is an option as well if that's something you guys are interested in.
How wide can you print? Like,
They're 3x4, 3x4.
like you.
3x4 is the biggest. Yes, 3x4. 36x48 is the biggest. Yes.
So it's like blueprint printing.
Yes. Yes. Correct. I use it all the time. Okay.
Liz, I have a question for you, and I don't know if this has nothing to do with the bid. I heard that there is I don't know if it's ribbon cutting or whatever for the transit in a couple of weeks.
I did get that email. Yeah, the transit is going to be having a ribbon cutting. Yes.
Okay, so, and is that by invitation, or do we want the bid represented there, or is it open for anyone who wants to go and support, or?
To my understanding, it is open to anybody that would like to be there and support. And so, if you guys are wanting to do something collaboratively with the bid, then that's a conversation you guys can have.
On that note, I kind of want to add to that. So when a business decides to open downtown, how, is there anybody that can like loop us in? Like, let's say the arcade. Can you shoot us an email saying, hey, this is the date that they're gonna open, a bid wants to show up, bid members want to show up, just the informational item. That way we can have representation there, and then we eventually get our shirts. Hopefully, Shar, you probably have several hats you wear over there. But it would be nice if, like, let's say for instance, Ramsa's in her office, she could walk over to whatever grand opening we're having, put on the shirt. It's just having that representation. I see them after the fact. I never know about them ahead of time. So
Yeah, that's kind of how we, how can we get those heads up?
Well, the ribbon cuttings go out to all of the members of the chamber. So, and they go to City Hall. So I guess, I'll try to remember to remind everybody when we're having a ribbon cutting. And I know we've gotten like our chamber shirts, our police foundation board shirts, and Rotary. We've gotten them from Uniquely Yours. They have it's a nice material.
Yeah.
So I think Jerome got everyone's size. Your size?
I was gone, yeah.
I can check with him. I'll be talking with him in a couple of days, so I can see what he's doing with that and whoever's size he doesn't have. I don't know, did we decide on a blue color? Okay. I'll see whose size he doesn't have and we'll call and get those.
That before.
we actually gave him the sizes and the color.
Yeah.
So if you haven't, I would shoot him an email, just let him know.
Probably doesn't have my size.
But ideally we should have those before what's our next event?
Christmas. Or the trunk, no, the trunk or
The trunk or treat. Ideally, we should have those shirts.
Okay, does anyone have anything they want on the agenda next month?
I'd like to transfer my title of social media person to Jose. Will you second that? He's already doing an amazing job.
Yeah.
Sure.
Go, Jose.
That's fine. That's great.
There you go. Well, want to see how
Yeah.
easy that was? So,
Now what are you
Right.
going to do?
well, I think I'm going to Disneyland.
No, I have
Disney and, okay.
I have projects for Parminder
There
and I
you
have
go.
projects for Ramsey too. So it'll involve social media, but I got some things brewing.
Okay, so if you think of anything that you want on the agenda down the road, you can just send it to Jerome and he'll put it on there.
Can I don't know if we've had this conversation, but how do we attract businesses that we want? Can we identify into the downtown? That's my big, like, how do we attract a specific, like, do we want ice cream downtown? Do we want some food, what do we want and how do we target through social media, through some sort of campaign to bring a specific, one business at a time, we just chase them down like bloodhounds, and how do we get them to come
I
here?
would like ice cream.
I would too, because in the trophy shop, we're close, we're in plan check. And so the coffee shop guy is still, we're still up in the air. He's a bit of and I don't really want to compete, but ice cream, get some sort of ice cream.
So there's a
But
couple of steps to that. I feel like the first is obtaining data on like what folks want. Like, do we have any of that? At least you get any of that, like economic development data. Like, do we have anything that says these are the things that people are asking for downtown? That would be the first step. The second step would be throwing your vacant buildings on social media and saying, hey, these spots are available, and we get some shares and get some traction through that. But definitely trying to get a gauge on what people are asking for is a huge issue.
because we can create space, I think. It's just that somebody's got to want to be in the downtown. That was always the hard part. It's like, how does somebody,
Well,
if Bubba
when-
was downtown, I
when-
think that'd be
When I
cool.
was selling the subdivision, because Mr. Gill had that vacant land in front of it, and everybody used to come thinking that I have a say in what he will build there.
Yeah.
And they would say, tell him to bring a Black Bear Diner. I
Yeah.
don't know why this was like probably 1,000 requests to tell him to bring a Black Bear Diner to Selma. So maybe
So I'm still learning the ropes with Placer AI. And so one of the unique things with Placer AI that you can see is if you try to get any information on, let's say that you target the Selma Art Center and who goes to the Selma Art Center, right? It'll also show you where they went before or like where they went after kind of thing. And so I think that Placer AI is going to be a really good software for this bid to use and to kind of be able to make some educated decisions on what it is that people are going to and may want. I don't necessarily think it's going to give you that like exact answer, right? It's not going to say, okay, people want ice cream, right? But you're able to kind of see the trends of where people are going. And so one of the trends that at least I noticed a lot was that when somebody went to, just for example, if somebody went to Foster's, you also saw that they went to River Park or that they went to Fashion Fair, right? And so what does River Park and Fashion Fair have that we don't have that maybe we can have here that may attract them? And so I think that'll lead to just some more ideas and possibilities there.
So with that, can I ask to have a presentation of Placer AI in next month's meeting, our bid meeting? Can that be facilitated, like a condensed version of what was presented at the council meeting?
Possibly. That would definitely be a Jerome thing. I don't know if there's a limited amount of presentations that the company will do. And so that's something we can put on his radar.
PowerPoint.
Sure. I want all of us to have the opportunity to ask questions. Like, we can rewatch
I
it.
do recommend watching it. And so I will say I sat down on one of their like kickoff trainings. I was in there and I was just kind of overwhelmed. It was just a lot of information to absorb. But when I sat here and he did a similar presentation to city council, that one was day and night to what they had originally talked to us about. And so if you guys watch the last city council that just took place on the 5th, it's on that YouTube recording, and I mean, he nails it on that one. It's really specific as to what you can do in that one. So I recommend it. But yeah, if you guys do want a presentation, that's something that we can put on Jerome's radar.
Okay, if there's nothing else, we will adjourn at 6:57. Thank you all.
Thank you.